Here we are.
All right, I'm Billy Bourbon. Welcome to Livin' the Dream. This is the show about guys that keep keeping on. This is my friend Phil. Pronounce your last name so I don't screw it up.
Koenig.
Okay, and then you have a stage name as well.
Yeah, Philbo King.
Philbo King. And you can check him out all over the place and all over the internet. We are in his studio, as you can see. He's got a nice one here and all kinds of fun stuff around. We'll take some solo pictures to drop in here in a little bit. So anyway, and then Phil's also going to be performing for us. Welcome to the show, Philbo.
Thank you.
Now, I've been doing some helping host some jams around town. That's how Philbo and I have met. And he's been coming out to some of those things, and I want to get out to one of your jamboree things you do.
That would be fun.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
So anyway, I thought he's a singer-songwriter, and he's a guy of a certain age, which is also what we're looking for. And because I'm interested, part of the fascination of the show is people who keep doing it.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
You know, some guy, I noticed when I was younger, I noticed guys who had turned 38, 40, and they put their guitar under their bed and never play again. Mm-hmm. And I wondered if it would happen to me, and then it didn't. Thank goodness. And so that's kind of what my show is about. And so someday we'll have all kinds of YouTube sponsorship, and we'll be real famous, and you can say you did one of the first ones.
All right. Yeah, I'll be one of the originators.
Yeah. Technically, this is season 2. This is episode 2. And first, let's hear a little from you. Tell me, have you always lived in this area?
Oh, no. I was born in Mount Horeb, Wisconsin, and I lived from 3 to 12 in Monroe, Wisconsin, from 12 to 36 in Davenport.
Davenport, Iowa.
Yeah, yep. And off and on, I had moved to Wisconsin a couple times, failed attempts to launch, that sort of thing. But I ended up in Davenport again. In '91, we moved to this area, to the Cedar Rapids area, and I was teaching college, and I moved out of that into working at Collins Aerospace or whatever, you know, doing this and that for.
He's a smart guy, let's face it.
For 30 years or something.
He knows science.
Yeah. What a bugaboo that stuff is, huh?
So how long have you been playing music? All those years?
Oh, I started when I was 10 in 1964.
There you go.
My sister, one of my 7 sisters, gave me a plastic guitar called a M&E Hootenanny and a big old thick Beatle book. This was entirely plastic.
For you youngsters, the hootenanny term was like from a TV show. There was a hootenanny TV show, and it basicully means a jam session, a hootenanny, a dance, barn dance, something like that.
Associated with folk or square dancing or God only knows what. Yeah.
But I'm not sure they made very many folk plastic guitars. But I had one.
It was bad.
Mine was Sears.
Oh, okay.
It was all metal.
Yours was a step up then.
Yeah, mine looked like an electric guitar, even though it really wasn't. But,
yeah, and then after 2 years of begging, my dad bought me a Tisco Del Rey from the department store for $20.
We should still have that, huh?
I wish I did, yeah. In my teenage years, I kind of started changing it and redoing the electronics, and ended up with a hunk of linoleum cut out to be the pick guard, because that's what I had, and stuff like that. But it's long gone.
You engineer types. You can't leave nothing alone.
Yeah, I was tinkering, making the world worse. Yep.
So, what guitars do you play currently then?
Well, I've got this thin line hollow body Telly, which the wife came home from work one day and said, "Pick out a guitar. I'm going to buy you a new one." So she bought that for me. And
so it's your number 1 guitar.
Well, it's,
that's the one I've seen you with mostly.
Yeah, that one over there is a. Can't remember their name. They're made in Montreal. I got a little touch of aphasia here. Can't remember the word.
Looking right at it and you can't remember it?
Can't remember it, yeah.
I understand completely.
But it's really nice because it's got a couple of humbuckers, and then it's got 6 separate piezo's, one for each string. So you can get a kind of an acoustic-y sort of sound out of it.
On the film here, I'll put the name of this.
That would be helpful.
when we're having
yeah,
it.
thank you.
So we look like we're smart.
Most helpful. And then each of those is also fed to an output that'll drive a guitar synth. So it's got like a 13-pin connector.
Wow.
You can play, you know, if you go to a jam and everybody's already got 7 or 8 guitars going or something crazy, you can play saxophone or piano or violin or flute and put a little color in it and not be just another scrubber.
That's kind of cool.
I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, it's fun.
Okay, how about bands?
Wow.
How many bands would you estimate you've been in?
Oh.
And when I say been in, I mean not playing the gig for the night. I mean a band put together. You've
Maybe 20.
20.
I don't know. I got to think through that. In 8th grade, I was in one called The Odds and Ends, doing Paul Revere and Monkees covers and things like that. And then, oh geez, 1, 2, 3, maybe, yeah, I'd have to guess 20. I don't know.
Paul Revere.
Yeah, I thought they were the stuff, man.
Oh, they were the stuff.
And we did, you know, Hang On, Sloopy, and, you know, pretty much Louie Louie.
Of course.
Wild Thing, all the 1, 4, 5 songs, we had those nailed.
Do you have a band that you're currently playing with?
Well, currently I was working with Corey Baker and Jim Meyer, who is from the West Coast for the summer. He has a history. He was the original drummer for Sons of Champlin back in the 60s, opened for The Who and people like that at the Fillmore.
Sons of Champlin, look them up. My favorite line, I don't know if I want to say on YouTube, they'll probably, but you're breaking my heart, you're tearing it apart, so.
Yeah, yep.
F you.
And he's a great drummer. And Corey is a brilliant composer, songwriter, singer. Just awesome.
Okay, my phone all went off or your phone went off. Sorry about that.
Wasn't one of mine.
Yeah. Flip mine to do not disturb so that doesn't happen again. Golly, jeepers, that's embarrassing.
I should have probably done that myself.
So anyway.
And I played in the most successful band I was in was a prog rock cover band. We did covers and 1 or 2 or 3 originals, maybe 5, I don't know. And we kind of did a lot of road work around the Midwest. And,
well, opening act kind of gigs and.
Yeah, it was, and a lot of, we had a agency called McLean Agency in Moline, and he'd line us up with all these really obscure, high-paying gigs, stuff like a bar mitzvah in Rockford.
Well, obscure, high-paying gigs. I want to know this guy.
And proms. They'd sell brownies all year to pay us $800 to play a night. You know, it was awesome. And I was making way more money than was good for me. And
so we are sitting in your studio.
yeah.
How many albums do you have, would you say?
Of mine?
Yeah. Original music.
For solo albums, I am finishing up my second. I had the original one called Philbo's Blues, and this next one I think is going to be called Another Round on Me. And
is it also the blues genre then? Or?
This one's kind of mixed. I had a lot of ones that were on the shelf that I'd written, 70s and 80s, rock, and some acoustic ballads, things like that too. So I kind of mix it up in this album a little bit. It's not all blues like the first album was, you know.
Cool.
Yeah.
I look forward to hearing it.
I'd like to get the rest of the 140 or so songs in my book recorded before I die. That would be awesome.
There you go. Well, you certainly got the place for it.
Yeah.
What do you think of the current? You're just getting really. I have one in the can that I basically recorded during the pandemic, and I'm just befuddled. What's the point of spending a lot of money making CDs?
That's a good point.
When not that many people are really.
Well, let
me put it to you this way. Even back before streaming existed, and I still have, I've only sold out one run of any album I made. I made 5 albums. I've only sold out 1.
Wow.
The rest I still have CDs of.
Yep.
So I'm going, is it really, and now, since the one that sold out was farther back, But now, my most current one, I've got a bunch of because not many people are buying CDs. And they can, so I don't know whether just to do it as an artistic thing and just put it out there for the art of it.
A label of love, or a labor of love.
Yeah. Because I mean, I'm not young and pretty, and no label's going to hire me, So
Simon Cowell isn't kicking your door down.
No. American Idol is not going to happen for me.
You never know, but yeah, I don't know.
So, what are your plans to do? You
for my new album? I think I'm going to print 50 CDs, a very small run, mostly to send out to radio stations. To play. College stations love playing the junk I do.
Oh yeah?
Bob Dorr and Big Mo here in Cedar Rapids and KALA and Davenport, St. Ambrose radio station.
I'll have to get with you on that off camera here and get some names.
I've got a list of places to send them. Yeah.
Because I'd like to get my stuff out there more. I don't. I just want it played. I want it heard.
There's no known evidence or record of somebody hearing me on the radio and wanting to buy it, though. I don't think that happens anymore like it used to.
No, I think that, and this is my opinion, that artists have almost always, if they've made any money, has been from live performances.
Yeah, well, especially these days.
Even though these record companies had them in shitty contracts, and were able to manipulate the finances because they had people who did that kind of thing, and these guys were guitar players. So they weren't able to follow it as well.
Those royalties magically disappear while you're out touring.
But a live gig, they're handing you the money. And so the music is really only a conveyance to get people to come to your live shows.
Right. Yep. And
if that works, I don't know.
I think CDs are useful to put out. There are certain people that will still buy them,
and certainly our age.
Certainly our age.
And they are. You can't sit down and look at a streamed song. You're having that CD to look at, or that's something.
I suppose you can read the web page or something.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, though.
Sure.
There's to a certain people a person that is having that physical item.
A 12-inch album cover is a big deal especially for people of our age and eyesight.
Okay, I'm Billy Bourbon. This is Livin the Dream, and we'll be right back with more from Philbo King.